Rock It Again is a vintage clothing store at 1528 U Street Northwest that offers men's and women's fashions. Clint Pierre, president of Rock It Again, started the business in 2007 in a stall in Eastern Market to provide what he calls eclectic European designs to male shoppers.
Rock It Again really evolved out of a need for, really what I would call really chic accessories, really cool pieces. Because a lot of times, it's like you go to the department store and everything on the rack is the same. And I'm, a big proponent of individuality.
In 2008, Pierre partnered with Avaya Jacoby, now the vice president of Rock It Again, and expanded his selection of vintage clothes to include women's fashions. In January 2010, the duo moved their business to U Street to reach out to a greater customer base in the Washington, D.C. area.
This is a city where people have been mainly, primarily suit and tie, very dark color, kind of corporate, military / oriented. But people have become much more expressive.
The store's selection of clothing is inspired by early films, shows like Superfly and The Jeffersons, and other styles from the 50s and 60s.
Back then, they made clothes that were really tailored to fit your body, the contour of your body. Whereas nowadays, a lot of stuff is mass manufactured, like in China and places like that. So, it's just straight line cuts, So you put it on, it's kind of boxy, it doesn't really fit you nicely along the torso as it should, And not only that, back then, they really put a lot of emphasis into the details. I mean, we call it vintage, but it's just the best made clothing.
Especially when you look at the types of materials. Yeah. And buttons, everything, much better quality. You don't see, there's a reason this stuff is still around. That's what we're specializing in, is things that'll last you a lifetime and you can still pass it on.
Rock It Again is currently stocked with outerwear for the winter season. Coats and jackets with wide lapels, double pockets, and fur lining. Jackets made of corduroy and herringbone and original Harris tweeds line the walls.
Each piece in the store has a story of its own.
When choosing pieces for his collection, many of which are imported from Europe, Pierre says detail and quality are two important factors. Unlike newer pieces from large clothing retailers, vintage pieces have proven they can stand the test of time. Rock It Again aims to provide pieces that are iconic enough that they are always in style.
The name itself, it tells you what it's all about. It's rocking it again. It's something that just doesn't die. It keeps coming back.